unbelievable. This pattern has happened 3 times in the last 6 months, and it is right at the area where it could happen again according to this data on the weekly chart. Hugging the top of the middle of the top of this descending channel line, guys. What does this mean? What's happening for crypto? Is there going to be a big move soon? Wow. And guys, we do want to talk a little bit about what's going on with crypto today. As I'm sure many of you have heard, there has been some good news in the fight against censorship on YouTube. It could have been a whole big mistake. We'll delve into that a little bit, but mostly we're going to be focusing on Bitcoin TA. Wow, I cannot wait to get into it with you guys. Let's get into it. Wow, thank you guys so much for joining me here on this Thursday, December 26th, 2019. I hope you guys had a great Christmas or a great holiday, whatever you celebrate, as mine was yesterday. Mine was absolutely fantastic, guys. Truly a Christmas to remember. I cannot thank you guys enough. And in fact, I haven't posted a video in a few days because of what's been going on with crypto and YouTube. And I'm really not going to spend too much time talking about it. Really in a stance of solidarity for me, in a stance of protest because of what was going on. I decided a few things. And one of those was that I really wasn't going to waste time, getting in the shower or changing my clothes. And it was a protest against what was going on with crypto on YouTube. And in fact, I have not changed, I changed my clothes, clearly. I got some cool clothes for Christmas. But in fact, I have not actually changed my underwear in a few days. It's been absolutely quite an experience. And in fact, I developed a very, very serious rash that I need to get checked out. I wake up every day, and in fact, the pain has increased exponentially each time that I wake up. It's been an absolute disaster. I am almost regretting doing such a thing, but in fact, I wanted to take a stance and protest what's been going on with crypto and censorship in YouTube. And in fact, my sacrifices seem to maybe not have gone in vain. Maybe they didn't have anything to do with it. Maybe in fact, I did this all for no reason, but I choose to believe that in fact, my sacrifice to myself and the bottom half of my body, in fact, are one of the reasons that we're today so far getting some pretty good news out of this. So guys, without any further ado, I'm really excited to jump into these charts. It's been a few days, and in fact, much has happened, but there's some really interesting data as well on the weekly chart that I want to take a look at that we've never looked at before. Very exciting times, guys. And as well, we'll get this out of the way. If you guys are new to the channel, we have less than a week until we do this giveaway. All you have to do for this treasure, this new sealed treasure, all you have to do is leave a comment below. But if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, ding that bell. And then guys, follow me on Twitter as well. We had so many updates. We've gained, I think it's like over 500 or 600 followers on Twitter in the last few days just because we asked people to go over there because of what's been going on. But guys, again, this is one of the best, this is absolutely the best place to reach me. I respond essentially to every single tweet that comes my way. Absolutely love communicating with you guys over there. So make sure to do that. The link will be pinned to the top of the comments as well in the bio. In fact, guys, I don't have any links in my crypto videos except my Twitter and my Instagram. Wow. So without any further ado, let's just get into the crypto content. So guys, before we really take a deep dive into the weekly chart, I want to show you this. And in fact, the last day we made a video was, I believe it was the 24th, right here on the December 24th, 2019. And in fact, that day we saw some pretty big indecision. In fact, this candle closed in the exact middle of the wick, of the entire length of its wick. So you can see this is the same exact height as there is width in terms of this wick here on the candle. And in fact, yesterday, many people were not actually following the markets on Christmas Day, in fact. But we do see that we had the candle close right below the top of this middle trend line here. And in fact, today we saw a pretty massive candle. Guys, this is very key here. A very massive candle to, again, this very key area. And we want to talk about why it stopped here. But guys, this weekly data that I want to show you is even more exciting, and it could lend some credence into all of this playing together and just coming together and really just meshing into one big, happy, gooey family. Wow. And in fact, at the time of me filming this video, it's about 5 on the East Coast. Okay, guys, I am on the East Coast of the US. In fact, that is where I remain. Tried and true. So we do see this candle. In fact, we're at the very bottom of this candle, 72. So if we take a look on these smaller time frames that I want to get into, you can see clearly we are at the bottom of this. This is an hourly candle, or sorry, this is a 4-hour candle. The last 8 hours, in fact, we've gone from 74.30. Currently, we're at 71.86. So that's a few $100 drop there in the price there. But again, this is a very key area right here, testing this right here. This is on the 4-hour chart. So this is a very significant area that has to hold right here. This area is where Bitcoin was trading for days before it decided to break up massively. So this is very key here. Okay, guys, if we are to break this, okay, this is where I want to get into a few things before we get into the really exciting stuff, but this is very exciting. If we are to break where we are right now, guys, then I do anticipate a drop, potentially all the way down to the top of this falling wedge. And I'll show you that on the daily chart where that is. It could be a pretty significant drop here, guys. If we would fall below that to the bottom of this golden pocket right here, the 618 right here, the 0.65 right here, this could potentially be some pretty solid support. But guys, more likely I am anticipating a drop to the bottom, or sorry, the top of this falling wedge right here to really kind of just bounce here. And this is what we've been talking about for a few days. And in fact, we've been looking really good, but I've been saying for a few days I would like to see a retest of the top of this falling wedge. And guys, as of where we are right now today, that would put us about 68, maybe even 67, 66. So this entire box right here for me, and more specifically, I'll actually narrow this down. More specifically, I would like to see it maybe come down to around these areas right here. And again, that is where we could maybe see a bounce. Now guys, I do have a bunch of different scenarios. Actually, only one more scenario that I want to talk about before we get into the weekly. But again, I do anticipate that if we do break these key levels that you can see here on the 4-hour chart right here, where we're testing right now. Again, we did a really nice pump today, so that really could indicate that we want to see some further momentum to the upside. But if we fail, I do think the next most bullish thing that we could see is a drop to here, potentially here or here, and then a massive, massive pump to retest this, guys, because we already retested it even today. We broke through it multiple times over the past few days, and in fact, we even tested it today. So that's scenario number one, which I've been saying for weeks now, so that's why I wanted to start off with that. But scenario two is something I want to talk about, is that we just get another bounce and we get back up to this. We really need to test this again. Again, guys, you can see it right here. This is exactly where it was, the top of the market structure trend line right here, right around 74.39. Actually, I can give you the exact number. Yeah, 74.30 exactly is where we need to get over right now. Each day that goes on, this trend line gets slightly higher. Okay, so tomorrow it would be like 73.40. The next day would be like 73.60. So slightly higher each day, right? But guys, we really, I mean, this is key. First of all, we tested this. This is actually beautiful how this candle has played out so far. Okay, starting basically here where we're holding support all the way to here. Okay, guys, you can see that very clearly here. This is the entirety of the daily candle so far, and this is clearly such a big area. We need to watch these areas, guys. So now we can go on to scenario number two, which is we're still at the top of this middle channel here. This is the top of it. This is the bottom. And again, this is within this entire descending channel here. Clearly, you guys see that. You guys following along, you guys know that. A bounce here actually would be incredibly bullish. And again, to retest this, it could happen again today like this, where we already saw it happen today, or it could take another day or two. And in fact, that could also play into my theory of it just coming back to the bottom or the top of this falling wedge right here, retesting that and bouncing. Okay, guys, so most likely those are the two big scenarios I'm waiting for. However, both of them very heavily end in only a few days, finding out what happens and retesting this market structure trend line, this key purple area, guys. This, for me, the reason I have this purple, bright, and large is because to me, this is the biggest indicator right here. This is everything we need to follow right now, guys, okay? So that's what we're looking at there. And I actually want to delve into this really quick before we get into the meat and tomatoes, the weekly chart here. Okay, the weekly chart is what I'm really excited about. You can see here, I just want to say on the 4-hour, we've been spending so much time here. It's been absolutely crucial. This area is absolutely insane. So the fact that we're here right now, again, guys, these are exciting times. Prepare for volatility, and anything could happen at any moment. So you need to take a look at that. But guys, now I want to actually switch over to the weekly chart and show you guys something else. Okay, so within the 7 months near 7 months now that we've been in this descending channel here, we have a very clear pattern in terms of weekly data. Okay, and this has happened, like I said at the beginning of the video, a few times already, so we're going to start here, guys. Okay, so it started after we broke out of this descending triangle, and we formed the pattern of this descending channel. Okay, because prior to this, it was a descending triangle, and that's all the data we had, and then it broke, and that is when this pattern formed. Okay, and we are still happening to trade in and around these key areas. So what exactly is exciting about this, guys? I'll show you. What exciting is this is after this broke, guys, every fourth week we seem to have a pretty big move. Okay, so we have this apparently does not lend itself to drawing numbers because it's tracking my cursor to certain key areas, as you can see as I'm trying to do this. So we have 1, 2, 3, break, 1, 2, 3, break, 1, 2, 3, and we had that massive dump here and then a big pump, so you can see that on the weekly there. So in fact, that candle is in fact large, but because of how we have this weekly data, again, it doesn't look as great. And again, this actually candle was pretty big as well. But I actually just want to point this out to you. We had a big dump like we saw here. This candle could very easily be this size and red, similar to the last three. However, the difference this time is that it was a pump upwards. So you see that green came all the way down here and then pumped upwards and in fact started a green candle, sorry. So is that in fact a sign of the reversal? I 100% believe that is the case. Okay, guys, and I also think that because that has changed, I also think that will change the 1, 2, 3 dump that we've been seeing. So instead of 1 2 3 pump 1 2 3 dump 1 2 3, instead, because of this change, instead of a big dump again, a pump. In fact, I believe that this channel or this trend could be that could be the end of the trend. And in fact, we have to, again, that's what we're watching on the smaller time frames. So really exciting stuff, guys. But as well, I actually want to point this out as well. That actually would play into the theory of the dump. If we did, in fact, get this dump soon and we went to the bottom of this, actually, you know what? That actually wouldn't look that big on the weekly chart. It really wouldn't. A dump down to like here, that, again, the candle would not be much different than it currently is. And in fact, the dump already went, this was on this fourth candle here, the dump went way below that. Actually, it actually started pretty much on the top of this wedge, and it went all the way up to above the structure line. So guys, to sum it up, in fact, what we're waiting for is either a nice pullback to the top of this falling wedge and a bounce off of it, or in fact just continued support on the top of this middle channel right here, guys, and then a continued bounce and another try at getting above this. And the best place to look, in my opinion, right now is on the 4-hour chart, because guys, we are seeing a lot of action. In fact, if we switch to the 1-hour chart, you can see just how much action there is. Now guys, like we talked about a few days ago when we called that massive breakout, we have to see consolidation and tightening. We're seeing it kind of begin here, but in fact, not necessarily to the point we want to see that we know, like we can confirm there's a breakout. There's still some gray areas here. So things are kind of moving in a wishy-washy manner, but clearly, guys, you do see over the last 4 hours, we have gotten a nice pullback here in the market, but is this only a pullback to now and we'll continue up? Very key to watch, guys. Thanks so much for watching this episode. If you guys are new, make sure to follow me on Twitter, enter the giveaway, all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.